The riser for the main sheet works by removing it from its original position here up to here for the block, which means it no longer rides across this. This is a strap that goes in and holds the rear hydrofoil, and it's just twisted and held in place to tighten it. This is a second shot at the rear foil. You'll notice the lines come back and go through here to tighten so it doesn't chatter forward and backwards and rub. The front leading edge on this one doesn't hold flush with the bottom of the boat. My finished product will actually hold tight and flush to the bottom of the boat. One of the things that I had trouble with is not being able to see the trailer when I back up. This magnet with a ball on the top is wonderful for that. A couple of the major problems is if you lose this bolt, you lose your brace arm. You lose your brace arm and it collapses. By putting a rope ratchet pulley on it and up, and then teeing to the front. Now originally I used a cable, but I figured that that's probably too strong. I want cheap things to break if something goes wrong, that will stretch and break before other things break. One of the major problems was the bottom of the Aka arm damaging the inside of the ama because it slips in and out. Hobie's fix was to put 2 bungees on it. My fix is to add a 100-pound nylon line here so that when it pulls down, the most it can pull down is less than 1/2 inch, and the line stops it. And with both bungees in place, it doesn't move. Now the ama foils can be adjusted up and down the boat. I have found with the rear foil that I just put in, it shifts the weight to the front of the boat, and by moving this ama foil slightly forward from the mid position, it gives me additional lift on the front bow. Originally this is how I connected up the cable, and I think that it's not a good idea because I want stuff to break if there's a major problem. The forward foil is not an easy one to attach. You can see that I used a glue type filler to help with the saddle, and you notice it's quite complicated on getting it to stay in place without slippage. This is able to do it permanently. Now the catch on the front here is just a S-hook, and I originally had a shackle, but I realized I really didn't need it. The setup to mount the outboard, which I'll show in the next video, this is a piece of repair for ABS plumbing, sewer plumbing, and the lips of the clamp hook onto here, preventing it from twisting, and hold it in an upright position. One of the things that always worried me about the battery setup, it's a lithium-ion battery. If anything damages, it pokes a hole in one of those cells, and it has a full charge on it, and water gets in, especially salt water, you're going to get a very violent, very hot reaction, and basically the battery can melt down. This is the setup with the water snake in place. You'll notice that I replaced the original small propeller with a bigger propeller for the next size bigger. And the reason is it moves at about 1.8 miles an hour. Now it moves at a little over 2, and that makes it easier to steer. The short pole can give you basically a quarter of the sail surface using the pole for running downwind in really strong winds. That concludes my add-ons and extras. Y'all have a good day.